Godfather 2, we're robbing the banks. There's two achievements here, the bank jobs and bagman. Basically, the first time you rob a bank, you'll get the bank jobs, and then when you rob the last one, you'll get the bagman. And unfortunately, robbing the banks is not like the first game, Godfather Don Edition or Godfather 1, whatever you want to call it. Robbing the banks in that game made you big money. Unfortunately, in this game, it's really not worth the time. Pretty much when you've robbed all four banks just to get your achievement, it's the only time I really rob them. When I'm doing the corrupt official in New York, I believe it was the guy for the rebuilding your business option, the union guy or whatever you want to call it. He wants you to blow up the bank, and I'm right there, so I decide to rob it a second time. But this is pretty much the first time I decide to. I'm in New York. I'm running around doing things. I'm executions and that kind of thing. So. Quick 10 grand for robbing the bank. But like I said, you got to rob all four banks at least once to get your achievements in. And I'm not too proud. 10 grand towards the till is always a good thing. And it goes without saying you can't rob a bank without a safe cracker. So once you get up in here, you pretty much need to do all these guards. You're not going to get up to tank the bank without a fight.
Even think about it. You can stop this. Just say the word. I need it open.
Okay, Jimmy Leary, he's my main guy. He was part of the download that came with the level 4 weapons. I think he already had 4 abilities, and safe cracking is one of them.
I think I can crack it. Phew, almost turned it too far.
All the money that are on the shelves is the money in the bank. The safe is just an extra, and it's not part of the
Over there.
the money that's in the pending area right now. As you can see, I got the 10 up there. The money that I got from the safe went right into your money.
There.
Okay, at this
Follow
time,
me.
I don't believe I have any back pocket favors, so I'm not calling a police drive at the moment. So I'm just gonna have to do it old school style and just get out of here. So you get to a safe house is when money actually gets your home money.
That's why I don't drive. He's over there.
Okay, it's why I put the taxi cab there. And I don't really understand. I was going to say,
Watch where you're driving.
you have to manually tell your guy to shoot out the window here, which is why my guy is not shooting, because I didn't command him to.
Check out that wreck.
Really don't know why they just don't do that automatically, but you have to hit your button there to tell him to shoot out the side.
Give me the fucking car.
Somebody do something!
We ain't alone.
Once you get to your safe house is when the money will be put into your till. And you also lose
It's
the
pretty
wanted
hot
level,
back there,
but
Dominic. Don't go
any
back.
other time, all I gotta do is hit the Don menu and hit the police bribe, and it's a nice, easy drive back to your safe house.
What's with that?
Alright, so that takes care of the bank job.
Hit him. You look like a clown.
don't quite understand why the banks are under the collectibles, but I didn't really understand why the corrupt officials are there too. But hey, it's under the collectibles list, and there's achievements for getting them all done, so we're gonna do them. I mean, it's just over what things cost in the game. 10 grand for a bank job is just not a lot of money. Okay, so we're in Florida, and the other two banks are available. Pretty much after you help Hyman Roth out, you're pretty much good to run around Florida and do whatever you need to do.
Only a psycho kills a woman.
I see
But if
one
you
over
haven't
there. With the
done
wrong
the
guy.
corrupt officials, you definitely
I got
want to
the
do that.
information, boss.
Get the police
Please don't move. This way.
chief done and buy a bunch of his bribes in.
Come on. Crack it.
Basically, after you do a favor for him, you can just buy the favors again for $2,000 a piece, and that's basically the way to go. The police in the first Godfather were all around, and all you had to do was bribe them. It was pretty easy. But with this game, you pretty much pull up the Don view and hit your
One more turn.
back pocket favors or whatever it's called, and just call in a police bribe that way, and you're good to go.
On your knees, now.
Okay, see right there, we got a red ring going, which means the cops are coming, or they're already here.
He's over there. I'm here.
Simple as that.
I don't think the cops will be looking for us here.
Now it's a nice drive back to your safe house. Doing
We
the
got
favors for
company.
the corrupt officials, and pretty much the favors in general, are pretty lame. After you've done them a few times, they're, if the favors to unlock the made men weren't there, I wouldn't even be wasting my time with it. It's lame. So, I mean, after you've killed a target, put a beat down, sabotage a business, rob the safe, blow up a building, those are your 5 only favors. There's nothing that changes from that. So it's just very repetitive, and the only reason why I do them is to unlock the made men, which I find kind of funny in its own right. I mean, how could some general person in New York have any clue where a made man in Cuba might be? Whatever. It is what it is. Alright, so that takes care of the second bank. Let's get to the third one. Okay, this game does not have a GPS. Florida is basically the biggest map out of all of them. And it's pretty much the only map that I do a lot of driving in.
What now?
I will do some in New
I wonder if
York.
anyone's tried to call you.
Cuba, little to none at all. There's roadblocks up everywhere. It's a very small town map, and most of the time I'm just wind up running around. It's just not worth it to drive in that particular map, a city, whatever you want to call it. When I first started playing the game, I would be all about getting the armored vehicles unlocked, but there's so little driving in the other two maps. Florida's pretty much the only one. I mean, it's nice having the armored vehicles
need it
unlocked.
open.
There's no question about it, but
Right over there.
after Mangano takes back a good chunk of your businesses, my main
Last
focus
tumbler.
is the ammo belts,
I got the
and
combination,
then
boss.
the auxiliary firepower for your weapons. And then after that, I will start doing the possibly the cars or whatever. But
Too far.
I mean, even the armored vest, I don't even do it till like the last businesses.
Put that away, Mac. Don't run, but you can't hide. Over there. Drop. Shoulder.
It's not personal. It's only
Man,
business.
get an execution in.
Jesus, Mary and
Oh
Joseph.
yeah. Okay, so the police bribe's going. All these people that I shot were just bank guards. They weren't any cops. All right, so basically, after you rob the joint, head out of there.
Careful. I see trouble
And
coming.
looking at my money, it looks like I missed a bag, but oh well. As far as money goes, I got more than enough to upgrade any made men that come along that I need to fill up my family tree at, and put guards at businesses. It's not a big focus.
I don't drive.
When I do take over the businesses up to the point where Mangano takes them back, I will throw some guards in it, but not like what I normally do. Once you made it to Cuba, and then pretty much do whatever they tell you to do to get to the point where Mangano wants to talk to you, then you know that he's going to take back pretty much all your businesses. So, at least in Florida, for this time around, he doesn't seem to mess with any of them in New York. So,
What
but
happened?
it's just part of the game. That's why I don't really focus on that. I will just do what they tell me to do. They'll be like, take over a couple of the crime rings, and you do. So you don't want to like start taking them all over. Just do enough to get to the point where they say, hey, you're good, go talk to Mangano, and then once he takes back a good chunk of your businesses, then you're good to roll to the end of the game. So all right, so that takes care of the third bank, and really nothing too hard. And one of the upsides to the game is the way the back pocket favors work. Like the police bribes are good for any of the cities, so like it's not like the ones you get in New York are only good for New York. I mean, it would make sense that way, but hey, works for me.
Let's jump in.
No lo creo. Let me be.
I s-
Okay, at some point I did a favor for somebody. They had a little key above their head. I agreed to it, and he just unlocked a made man for me for the Cuban family.
went over
So
there.
before doing the
Ay,
bank, just
Dios.
did that. As you can see, the other guy had a key above his head. Before going in the bank, you can see that the police bribe is all around my mini map there. So that means there was a guy outside that was able to be bribed. I didn't have to go into my Don view to bribe. So it was like, cool.
Please don't.
This door. Phew, almost turned it too far.
That way.
Will do. Shit.
Okay, so now it's just a jaunt down to my safe house.
Let me be.
That'll be the 4th bank and get our achievement. In previous times through this game, I have driven a little bit in Cuba,
Boss, the
but
cops.
it's just a pain in the butt. They got barriers everywhere. There's burnt out vehicles. It's just, I'm like, I don't know. I just assume run around. It seems to be almost as fast as it does to get the drive. So, what makes doing the armored vehicles nice is that they're at every airport and almost at every safe house too. So, but the safe house also has regular cars as well. So, all right, get our achievement, the Bagman. All 4 banks are done, and it's basically part of the collectibles list. So that's what I'm putting it under.